It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Modern day menace, poverty stricken. How do these niggas that rap? I'm probably the realest. Dropping the sickness, I'm just minding my business. I drop a pic on the gram, they ask if I'm minding my fitness. I got 'em. Dame Lillard, I ball hard, but I'm overshadowed. Dame Dash, when I call shots, it just cause battles. My Dame flattered, they throwing shots, it just more ammo. I let them talk, then I put the hawk to their bone marrow. I'm from a dynasty, this industry is comedy. My mind is deep as Deuteronomy, you just geometry. Bending out of shape, but it's business all on my plate, yeah. Niggas know I'm great, I'm offending y'all cause you fake, yeah. Smile on my face, but I'm plotting on world domination. No altercations, just alterations in conversation. I ship these niggas quick as Christians with the worldview. Even Jehovah Witness when I swerve through. Yeah, need landmarks in my image, y'all through my village. Y'all crossing the line of scrimmage, hope y'all invested in stitches, yeah. My whole life I've been taking for granted. I've been taking what's granted, now I'm just taking advantage. Dinner place with the salmon, dinner dates in the Hampton. Taking my place cause I planned it, ain't no more ways to distract them, yeah.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there on this Friday afternoon. Out here in Atlanta, it's a little ugly, at least on my side of town, with this rain and overcast weather, but hopefully it's a little bit better wherever you are, okay? Now, in this video, we're going to be addressing a couple of things, okay? Yesterday, Tory Lanez and his team came to the internet with a new website called 36 Hours Later. Of course, that was the whole shtick that Miss Rep Luna was talking about. Within 36 hours, they would have some sort of shocking evidence to reveal that would absolve Tory Lanez of his crime. Megan Thee Stallion came on social media. She said 36 hours later, and she's still out here selling out her swimwear line and everything that she has going on with the new hot girl swimwear. So basically, when that 36 hours was up, Megan Thee Stallion came on the internet and was like, "Where y'all at? I'm over here doing my motherfucking thing." Okay. Took a few more days, and now they've come to the people with this website where they try to do their own presentation. Now, remember, a few days ago, about a week or so, Alex Spiro came to the net and he did a pretty much PowerPoint presentation or released a presentation with all of the facts that happened from the trial that led to Tory Lanez's conviction for shooting Megan Thee Stallion, okay? For discharging a deadly weapon, for possession of an unregistered firearm, assault. Okay, that's what's going on here. That's what we're talking about. So they detailed that. They detailed the testimonies from the trial. They debunked some of the theories that Tory Lanez and his team have been putting out here on social media, basically getting his fans and other fan bases that basically support him by proxy for their dislike and hate for Megan Thee Stallion, to get them amplified, to give them things to get behind. So they came out and basically thwarted all of those narratives, as a matter of fact. So now they come and they create their own website with a presentation of their own, basically mimicking and mocking this whole thing, which again is called 36 Hours Later. I think that's definitely derived exactly from Megan's post. So they're trolling her, but they have, this political rep actually fueling it. She's been pleading with California Governor Gavin Newsom to pardon Tory Lanez. They've got a petition out there that's got about 300,000 or more signatures on it. They're trying to, get some sort of response from California Governor to look into this. And we're going to address it, right? Some people may have figured I wouldn't talk about it. I know the Tory Lanez fans were thinking, oh, he's not going to talk about it. He's going to run from this. But I cover viral topics on my channel, and I have a good time, debunking bullshit as well. So what we're going to do is go ahead and pull up this website and see what they have to offer on it. and, see if there is any new evidence as they've been portraying to the people, because I could have swore I just seen Miss Deanna London and the rep, Miss Luna, literally in the comments the other day saying this is not new evidence. It's just new to the people who haven't been following this situation. We'll continue. So here we are on the website, 36hourslater.com. They say the truth uncovered. Suppressed evidence proves Tory Lanez is innocent. All right. And they've got the court photo of Tory Lanez from the trial. They say for best viewing results, please turn your phone and refresh the page if you're on mobile. Okay. So they say truth becomes clear when the facts come to light. Key inconsistencies, unreliable testimony, and missing evidence prove Daystar Peterson, FKA, I thought that would be formally known. He's still known as Tory Lanez. Was convicted based on a flawed and incomplete narrative. I think they would put PKA or AKA. But anyway, through Megan Pete's own words, police reports, and expert analysis, the facts suggest Tory Lanez did not fire the weapon and tried to stop the conflict. The case deserves to be reconsidered as the evidence points to a different truth. Okay, so they've been out here trying to paint this narrative that Tory Lanez was not the one who fired the trigger, the firearm. One of their stories is that Megan was not shot at all. One of their stories is that Tory didn't do it. Just depends on the day that they try to push one or the other. So they say fact check list. Megan told police and doctors she stepped on glass, not shot. Okay, we're going to get to that. Video and officers confirm Megan stepped on a glass bottle, not hit by gunfire. Officers didn't confirm that. They just asked her, which she told them she stepped on glass, but we'll get there anyway. Sean Kelly testified 2 women fought in the street. One fired first. Tory was still in the car, allegedly. Kelsey tested positive for gunshot residue. Her DNA was never tested against the gun, they say. Kelsey received free rent for a year after the shooting. Who paid and why? Okay. There's 2 possible people that could have paid it. EJ said an object in the girl's luggage looked like a gun. When did that come out? Megan claims she spoke out in response to Tory, but the timeline proves she went public first. Tory's DNA was not found in the magazine, only 0.01% on the gun, statistically irrelevant. That's what they say. 90% of DNA on the gun belonged to an unknown male, not Tory. Who would the male have been if it's not Tory? There's only one other man. Are you saying that your security guard shot Megan Thee Stallion? Where's the motive for that? The driver. We don't hear any information about the driver even being out. Not that I've seen. Tory's jail call apology was about the drama of sleeping with 2 friends, not a shooting. Tory has repeatedly said, I would never do anything like this. I'm sure every person that gets convicted of a crime says that. No bullet fragments on x-ray, no nerve damage, fractures, or joint trauma in Megan's medical records. Are we sure about that? Because they just showed medical records the other day. Bullet fragments were lost, never presented at trial. Prosecutors misused Tory's rap lyrics, tattoos, and uncharged allegations to sway the jury. I wonder how they did that. Kelsey's story changed multiple times. She admitted to lying under pressure. Megan's own timeline and injuries don't match the story of a shooting. That's what they say. I don't care about the table of contents here. So here, they say in her own words, I ain't get cut by no glass, but let me tell you why they're saying that. They say, why are they saying that? All right. So then they have a screen recording here that they took on the 27th. Probably would have been smart of y'all to retitle this stuff so that we don't know that you just compiled this shit 3 days ago or 2 days ago before it was released.
I ain't get cut by no glass, but let me tell you why they saying that.
That's it. Y'all took a 5 second quote. Well, let's pull up the live of Megan actually expounding on I ain't get cut by no glass, but let me tell you why they saying that. Because she gets into more details about why she said that, which we already know that she was trying to protect everybody in the car and try to get the police away to not escalate the situation. But I'll let Megan go through that. So here is the video of Megan actually talking, same exact clip, blue hair, hoodie. Let's hear what she's saying.
Nigga Tory shot me. You shot me. And you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying and shit. Stop lying. Why lie? I don't understand. I tried to keep the situation off the internet, but you dragging it. You really fucking dragging it. Motherfuckers talking about I hit this nigga. I never hit you. Motherfuckers was like, oh, she mad because he was trying to fuck with Kylie. No, I wasn't. Like, you dry shot me. Like, everybody in the car, it's only 4 motherfuckers in the car. Me, you, my homegirl, and your security. Everybody in the car arguing. I'm in the front seat. This nigga in the back seat. I get out the car. I'm done arguing. I don't want to argue no more. I get out. I'm walking away. This nigga from out the back seat of the car starts shooting me. You shot me. I ain't get cut by no glass, but let me tell you why they saying that. When the police, because the people in the neighborhood, there's a witness. When the police came, because the neighbors called the police. This did not happen at Kylie's house. This happened damn near back at the house I was staying at. I was just trying to get home. We was 5 minutes away from my spot. The police come. I'm scared. All this shit going on with the police is shooting motherfuckers for anything. The police was literally killing black people for no motherfucking reason. Soon as the police tell us all get out the motherfucking car, the police is really aggressive. You think I'm about to tell the police that we niggas, us black people, got a gun in the car? You want me to tell the laws that we got a gun in the car so they can shoot all of us up? Nigga, I'm scared. It's a fucking helicopter over us and some more shit. Why the fuck would I tell the laws somebody got a gun in this car and this nigga shot me? So I can get shot, you can get shot, she can get shot, he can get shot. I ain't tell the police what happened immediately right then because I didn't want to die. I don't want the police to shoot me because it's a nigga with a gun in the car. I'm leaking, I'm bleeding. Motherfucker, somebody, I'm lying, bitch. Did I pay a helicopter to come over me and record my feet leaking blood? No. How the fuck I'm gonna fake that? I didn't tell the police nothing because I didn't want us to get in no more trouble than what we was already about to get in. The fuck? I get to the motherfucking hospital, the police bitch being so rude to me. Well, what's going on? Like, da-da-da-da, you're being detained, da-da-da. Ma'am, I'm being detained, I'm leaking. But I'm still not saying what happened. Shit crazy. The motherfucking doctor, the police finally let me go. I ain't go to jail. Them 3 motherfuckers went to jail. I get to the hospital, the doctors do x-rays on my feet. Oh, ma'am, you got bullets in your feet, got bullet fragments in your other foot. I'm thinking the doctors is the police, so I'm still trying not to tell them, like, nah, I didn't know I got shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared. Like, I've never been shot before. I don't have to lie about that. Why would I lie? You want me to be a bad person so bad, and y'all motherfuckers want to believe the lie before you believe the truth. Stop trying to come on the internet acting like a black woman, a grown-ass black woman, really got any reason to be lying on another grown-ass black man when all the shit fucked up going on in the world right now. If you really want to tell the motherfucking truth, I've tried to save this nigga. Even though he shot me, I tried to spare him. And y'all motherfuckers is not sparing me. That's crazy. That's fucked up. I go through so much shit on a daily basis anyway, than to have to get on the motherfucking internet where I'm just trying to make my music, do my shit, pop my shit like the bitch I always been. And I'm trying to save niggas, and y'all on the internet talking about, oh, bitch, you ain't get shot, oh, bitch, you this, oh, free tour. That nigga not in jail. He not in jail because I didn't tell the laws what happened as soon as it happened, and I should have. I'm smart. I didn't have to spare that nigga. I don't have to spare nobody, but I did. And I'm done. Y'all asking where people at? Why ain't nobody saying nothing? Ask them why they not saying nothing. I haven't talked to the same people. Y'all worry about where they at. I don't lie. I don't lie. I don't have to lie. Ask that nigga why he not saying nothing. What the fuck he gonna get on here and say? Yeah, I shot her. Why? Tell him why you shot me. No reason. Stop fucking lying on me. Stop fucking acting like black women is the motherfucking problem. Stop acting like black women is aggressive when all they be doing is speaking the motherfucking facts and you motherfuckers can't handle it. Stop spreading lies. Stop getting on the internet acting like this shit your motherfucking diary. Stop lying on people. Truth motherfucking is, bitch, you shot me. You scared to come tell everybody that you fucking shot me. And you got your whole fucking team on the internet lying, trying to cover your motherfucking ass. And I'm tired of it. Stop doing that shit. Stop dragging me and y'all motherfuckers don't even know what really motherfucking happened. Y'all niggas wasn't there. Y'all motherfuckers be so quick. Oh, but bitch, you a dry snitch. Oh, da-da-da. Who? You niggas talk more than bitches do. You niggas gonna tell on other people quicker than a bitch will. So don't ever play in my...
All right. So that was Megan directly. Why y'all didn't play the whole clip? Why y'all only took 5 seconds? What about the other 5 minutes that y'all clipped from just a couple days ago? Let's continue. I'm already, bruh. Shit's been 5 years. Why are they saying that? We already got to that. She already, if you endeavor to ever watch that video, she gives you why she said she stepped on glass. All right. So now that we have Megan's description as to telling the police, she said, I told the police I stepped on glass to not escalate the situation with the police in 2020 when everybody is protesting. Black people are being shot left and right, killed, George Floyd, all of this stuff. Hands up, don't shoot. Let's not act like we didn't live through it. So then they proceed to show proof of her telling the police that she stepped on glass, which she admitted that she told the police, I lied to the police because I was afraid. Okay? So here are videos from body cam footage of exactly what she told us she did.
What's that? Do you think we're gonna go to jail? I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, if you guys are, then I don't think...
I really cannot go to jail.
Okay.
I cannot have that on my image.
Okay. So how did that happen to you?
Glass.
Glass? Where?
Where we were coming from. But I'm not from here, so I...
Okay.
That's the only place you got shot at? That's the only place you got shot?
I didn't get shot.
Oh, you did it?
No, ma'am. I mean, no, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Doesn't that sound like what she just described? She told them it was glass. She didn't want to snitch on them. Probably, not even probably. She should have. This is why I don't co-sign not snitching. And you can say what the fuck you want to me about that. If you did a crime with a motherfucker and y'all got caught, cool. Civilian, just a regular motherfucker living life out here, man, tell them people what they need to know.
Shooting or anything? That's how we got dispatched.
Well, we have the gun here, and then we have other units. They're searching the house where it happened. So that's all we have so far.
So nothing happened in the vehicle.
No, we don't have any casings. No.
Okay.
Y'all don't see the blood in the motherfucking car. So if she stepped on glass, why was she already bleeding?
From what you've been told.
And then there's some cash over, looks like.
Was the person who got caught with the other people here that you have in handcuffs? Were they all together?
They were all together.
Yes, they were all in the same car.
Okay. And then, do we know how she got cut? Or who cut her?
I believe when she stepped down, there's a glass.
She dropped a glass bottle, and then I think she stepped on it and cut herself.
Okay.
Getting out of the vehicle.
Okay. So her friends didn't cut her then.
She dropped the glass and stepped on it when getting out of the vehicle, but she was already bleeding in the car, as you can see. That's what we going with.
It's right down in Florida.
Yeah.
Rear passengers step out of the vehicle. Let me see your hands. Show us your hands. Come out with your hands up. Okay? Come out, people passenger, with your hands up. Hands up. Alright, move back to the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up.
You see, this is body cam footage of the police with their weapon out.
Move back to the sound of my voice.
Now I don't know about y'all niggas. Y'all niggas might be goddamn the Scorpion King out this bitch. But when police got their gun drawn, you ain't gonna feel no type of afraid of what the fuck finna happen. Your adrenaline ain't gonna be rushing to figure out how to get out of this shit.
Back. Keep going. Keep going. Hey, stop. Move to the left. Keep moving.
It's right down in Florida.
Yeah.
Was that bottle even broken? I couldn't tell from there. Let's see here. What's this? She cut herself when she stepped out. Where's the rest? Where's the where's the rest? What's up with these 2 second, 5 second clips? Here's another one. Okay, you got that one on the 24th. Okay, you did some work last week.
Move back to the sound of my voice.
Move back.
Back.
Oh,
Keep
she cut
going.
herself.
Keep going.
They quote, "I can't have this on my image." She is Megan Thee Stallion. She doesn't want to go to jail. She doesn't want to have this big debacle come out on the news. Yeah, she doesn't want this situation on her image. She wanted to get it over with and move on. So here, in her own words, they continue, "The police bitch was being so rude." They say, but what happened at the hospital? Is this further going into what we already played, or is this additional?
I get to the motherfucking hospital, the police bitch being so rude to me. Well, what's going on? Like, da-da-da-da, you're being detained, da-da-da. Ma'am, I'm being detained, I'm leaking. But I'm still not saying what happened. Shit crazy.
Okay, y'all might as well just put her whole goddamn live up since y'all clipping it. All right, so she's basically saying that the people at the hospital weren't being the nicest to her. So they say, but what happened in the hospital? What did Megan say happened in the hospital? Now remember, we played the clip before. She said that even in the hospital, she was telling them that she has stepped on glass. She was trying to maintain her story until they actually found the bullet fragments in her feet. Therefore, she couldn't keep that story going. This loud ass air is annoying as fuck. Y'all need to clean up y'all goddamn audio.
You were just one ball stepping on glass. I haven't really cut on my right foot. I just stepped on glass the other day. So you were already hurt when you got into the and then at that point, your friends were running down from the hospital.
So tell me this, if she had already stepped on glass the other day, why was she bleeding at the scene of the crime? If it was the other day, why she ain't had no bandage on that foot at the scene of the crime from when she had previously stepped on glass? Are we using it? Are we using it? Oh boy. I tried to keep it off and we already watched her say that. However, Megan spoke first. Megan spoke first? So what about all the shit that nigga Tory was doing in the comments on the internet? What about all the tweets that nigga Tory put out that actually led up to her going live? Y'all don't want to include that in your slideshow? Y'all don't want to include actual context clues that lead up to why she went live? She didn't go live immediately. It took some time to go live. They tried to keep this thing suppressed as possible to not even make it a fucking media spectacle, right? But because they tried to keep it off the internet, Tory used that opportunity to try to shift the narrative, and he put out multiple different narratives. He came out on the internet and said Kelsey didn't do it. Although then you look into his team now, they're trying to say it was Kelsey. But then his team is also trying to say she was never shot to begin with. So did Kelsey shoot her or did she not get shot? Seems like y'all are trying to choose whichever is most convenient for public relations. So now they say timeline contradicts Megan's claims. Okay? Megan claims she spoke out in response to Tory, but the timeline shows she went public first. So they say, what is this here? Nothing negative is this. That's why I didn't want to say nothing in the first place. This would have never came out if Tory would have never went to the internet telling everybody his side of the story. That's a quote. Says here, terrible because I didn't want to say anything in the first place. So not only did I not say anything, but now you want to get ahead of it and make yourself look like you some type of victim. Excuse me. So this is Megan quotes. They say, why did you not want to say anything in the first place? I know I sound like I'm slow, but this is actually very small. Megadesian says objection, agreed, and objection asked and answered. The court, I think we've covered that. Sustained. Question, what was your plan when this first happened as far as what you would say? She says, I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't want it to go anywhere. I'm embarrassed. That's fully in line with what she was saying before. Another question. I know you told the police that you stepped on broken glass. About 4 days later, did you come forward to the police and tell you who shot you? She says yes. And was that to a detective? She says yes. In those 4 days that brought about this change of, or what brought about this change of heart? She said, I had a change of heart because I am calling, what? She said, because I am online. That he tried to start getting ahead of the story and put it on a bunch of different narratives about what happened. So how did that make you feel? So this is all in line with what she's saying. I did not want to bring it to the internet, but he was online trying to push narratives. Therefore, I came forward to say what it really was. I don't see how this makes y'all look any better. I don't see y'all did all of this and didn't actually proofread it. Okay. I'm giving niggas the flight signals and shit, man. What the fuck? I'm not finna read this shit because that's very much too small. Okay, so they say on 7/15/20, Megan posts about being shot. On the 16th, Megan names Daystar to police. On the 27th, Megan goes live, Daystar's birthday. Okay, a month later, on the 20th, August 20th, Megan publicly names Daystar as the shooter. Okay, they say on September 24th, 2020, Daystar tweets for the first time. So they're basically trying to say that he never tweeted. See, that's the thing. It wasn't just tweets. It was Instagram. What about the Instagram stuff? To my fans, I'm sorry for my silence, but respectfully, I got time today. 9 p.m. PST. October 20th, 2020, Daystar spoke on IG Live, responds to Megan. Y'all think niggas are really fucking stupid. And the sad thing is there's enough stupid motherfuckers to actually believe this timeline as if we all didn't live through this shit in real time when it happened. Okay? So then they go to her interview in her own words. I never put my hands on anybody. That's the interview with Gayle King, I'm assuming.
I never put my hands on anybody. I never raised my voice too loud. Like, this was one of them times where it was like, it shouldn't have got this crazy.
It shouldn't have escalated to the way that it did.
So I get out the car and it's like everything happens so fast. Yes. And all I hear is this man screaming. He said, dance. And he started shooting. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, he shot a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They say, but evidence says otherwise. So here they go into Megan and Kelsey having an alleged altercation physically. They say eyewitnesses and physical evidence indicate a physical fight between Megan Pete and Kelsey Harris. Kelsey had open wounds and cuts on her leg that were actively bleeding. No injuries were reported on Tory Lanez. The fight was between the women. So I'm guessing that these are Kelsey's legs over here. What I'm questioning is, are you trying to tell me that these scratches were leaking that much in the back seat to where it was just like that briefcase thing was like covered in blood? You're telling me that these minor lacerations did that? I wouldn't even call them lacerations, scratches. I guess they're trying to show a knot on Megan's head, which I don't doubt that there may have been something going on between Megan and Kelsey. I mean, that was the whole thing. They didn't want to Megan didn't want to tell her that she was messing with Tory. That was a thing. So here they go to lyrics. Who a snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. I thought a bitch that got her chain snatched caught a loss had something to say. Hey, Megan's song lyrics from Shots Fired. We already heard Megan say there's a witness. Y'all don't have to do that. They say his name is Sean Kelly. Sean Kelly's testimony. Eyewitness Sean Kelly told police and later testified under oath that he saw two women fighting in the street. Okay, so here's a recording, I guess they have, of Sean Kelly.
Wait, no, it didn't. No?
They shot out of the car?
The windows were open, that's why it sounded like either way. Yeah, I didn't they were on my...
Now, what I find interesting, and I'm going to let this play, is the top half of your presentation was trying to show that Megan never was shot. She stepped on glass. Excuse me. Now we get to Sean Kelly's testimony, and they're asking Sean about a shooting. So are we establishing that she was either not shot or was there a shooting? Okay, I'm gonna run that back a little bit more because they're asking him about shots fired.
No?
They shot out of the car?
The windows were open, that's why it sounded like either way. Yeah, I didn't they were on my side. The girl opened the door, there was two girls fighting, and then they shot. And she got out of the car and crawled over him.
So he says the two girls were fighting in the car. Okay? And one got out. Okay? Now, what I find strange is if the two girls were fighting in the car, Megan was supposedly riding in the front. Tory and Kelsey were in the back when she got out of the car. But we'll continue. And what did you see next, sir? They were fighting. They had started fighting. The two girls, yes. Now, they could have been going at each other over the seats. But then, how would Kelsey's legs have been scratched up like that off of overhead fighting over the seat? Let's go through it. And what did you see next, sir? They were fighting. They had started fighting. The two girls, he says, yes. And when you say the two girls were fighting, could you describe to the jury what you observed, what they were doing, and what they were fighting about? Not about, but how they were fighting. He says they were pulling their hair and hitting each other, and it was quite violent. So they're having a hair pulling match, allegedly, overhand over the seat. That makes sense to me. They say it was quite violent. This is initially when you still only see the two girls, correct? He says yes. And what happened at this point? Was the fight continuing? Was it stopped? He says they were fighting for a while because I told my son to come into my room and I asked him to get into my bed. And then they were still fighting. They was all bent over, sort of wrapped in each other fighting. So I guess at this point, did they get out the car or what? So here, Sean Kelly's testimony. Sean Kelly testified that two women were fighting and one of them fired the first few shots while Tory was still in the car. He said Tory got out afterward and tried to take the gun away. Okay, so this is the testimony that they claim was suppressed. It says, okay, did you state, sir, that the shorter gentleman didn't come out of the car until the initial shot fireworks had started? He says, yeah. Excuse me? He says, yes. So when the initial shot or fireworks had started, isn't it true you stated that my client was still in the car? He says, yeah, I believe so. The shorter gentleman was in the car? He says, yes. Okay, and did you state that initially you saw the two girls fighting? I did, yes. Did you say that after you saw the two girls fighting, you saw one of the girls shoot, sir? He says, I believe so, but thereafter, did you say that the shorter guy got involved at that point trying to take the gun away? Objection. Overruled. Is that what you said? The witness says, yeah. Okay. So then they go here to Sean Kelly's statement to investigator. In a separate interview, Sean Kelly said he saw Kelsey and Megan fighting violently, with Kelsey, rear passenger, attacking Megan, front passenger. Okay, so they were kind of like what I was saying. The driver, Jaquan, tried to intervene. He stated that a woman fired the gun while Tory Lanez, described as the shorter black guy, was still in the backseat of the SUV. There's no way Tory fired the gun 5 times. Okay, so here, I guess this is audio of Sean Kelly.
The doors of the Escalade open, and
I hate that this fucking audio is all fucked up and nasty sounding.
The doors of the Escalade open, and the girl come out and pull open the passenger door and started screaming and yelling at somebody in the car.
So the girl who came out of the passenger, you're talking about the front passenger?
No, the rear.
The rear passenger. So the girl comes out of the rear passenger and she goes to the front passenger?
Yes.
And she opens up the car door?
Yes.
And then what happens?
They're screaming and shouting at each other and they start fighting.
The two girls?
Yeah, I can see one feet coming out trying to kick her and the other one's fighting, and then the passenger gets out.
So the girl who does the punching and the kicking is the girl that comes out of the back passenger?
The front. Can we stop there? Because I don't want to. I'll tell you, and then I want to go. My son's on his own.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't want
and it's loud with the cars.
I don't really want to. So basically, the car stopped. The girl in the back got out, started screaming and shouting, ripped the door, pulled the door open.
So the girl in the back, to my understanding, is Kelsey. Girl in the front, Megan. He's claiming that someone got out. I guess the girl in the back. Let me rewind them a little bit.
Screaming and shouting, ripped the door, pulled the door open, but pulled it so sort of viciously that's why I presume the driver got out. She starts screaming, she starts hitting the girl. The girl then had to sight her feet come out, she starts to kick the girl away. Passenger, they get out, they start fighting here. They start fighting. The driver comes round and tries to sort of break it up. It gets a bit more violent, and between them, the girl then climbs back into the front driver passenger seat.
Where's the shorter black guy?
He's in the back.
He's in the back of the car?
Okay, so they're claiming that Megan and Kelsey allegedly got out of the car, got into a whole ass fight. Kelsey jumps out the back seat, starts trying to wail on Megan, right? Jars the door open. Jaquan allegedly jumps out and tries to break it up. He claims that Tory is in the back seat still. But no gun.
Then the gun. Then the girl shoots it. So the driver's door's open.
You're seeing the girl shoot?
Can I help you? I think, is it this house?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So you see the girl doing the shooting?
I see what appears to be the girl standing here and shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark, and I'm above, so. But then the guy gets out again from the back.
So how could Kelsey have possibly shot into the car? How could that have possibly happened? He's claiming he saw a whole ass brawl and Kelsey fires into the car. That sounds weird. So then we get into the sworn eyewitness testimony. Okay? Because why ain't the car shot up if she's shooting into the car? Okay, I can't read these. This shit is so small. I'm not finna zoom my page in for this shit. So key witnesses corroborate Sean Kelly's story. Together, the statements of Smith, James, and Kelly paint a consistent picture. Two women were fighting. A woman fired the gun. Tory tried to de-escalate the situation. Okay. They have an affidavit from Jaquan Smith, Tory's guard. You have an affidavit from Brady James, Kelsey's trial bodyguard. Bradley James, excuse me. Was Bradley present? I don't recall Bradley being at the scene. So let me see if I could get closer in on this shit. I really don't feel like it, but let me see. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to zoom in on the left. On the right, I could kind of see what they're saying. Miss Kelsey Harris hired elite security to accompany her to court the 2 days she was testifying. This is the only time she has been a client. I have not worked for Daystar Peterson nor Megan Pete. So this is the bodyguard that accompanied her to court, who claims he overheard, Kelsey saying on the phone that she fired the gun. Okay? That's his hearsay story that's coming out. They just got this statement from him a couple weeks ago out of nowhere. Okay, now to the left here, this is Jaquan Smith, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, his affidavit is hardly legible. Okay, so that's strange. You have EJ's testimony suggesting a gun in the girl's bag. EJ King, Megan's former stylist, said an object in her purse looked like a handgun. EJ said he may have seen things that looked like a gun in the bag or purse, but never asked questions or confirmed what they were. This adds to the reasonable doubt. If Kelsey had the gun, there is great possibility Tory cannot be the shooter. Okay, so 12 here says you can't tell us it's for sure a handgun, but you've seen something like a handgun. Is that fair to say? Says, yeah, sir. When you were upstairs just a few minutes ago, do you recall stating that you have seen things that look like a handgun? Yeah. It says, oh yeah, it looks like. But like I said, if I picked it up, no. But something like it, yes. Well, let me ask you this. You may have not picked that up and you're telling us you don't know if it's an actual working firearm, correct? Right. Have you seen anything in any of the bags or any time you've been out without security? Have you seen anything that resembles something that looked like a weapon, firearm? He says possibly yes. So this is a indefinite answer. This is a could be answer. What do you mean possibly? Is that a yes, sir? It says yes, possibly. I don't go through them to check for a firearm, but I may have seen stuff in bags that I packed. But like I said, I haven't. You never asked questions. You never asked what this is. Is it a firearm? No. I'm not sure how you're supposed to use that. Harris' testimony, inconsistent and unreliable, they say. Kelsey Harris initially told prosecutors she witnessed the shooting, but later recanted on the stand, admitting she lied under pressure. Her Fifth Amendment plea and contradictions compelled the prosecution to introduce her prior statements in full, highlighting their unreliability. Her credibility was compromised, creating reasonable doubt. So now they're saying that her story is not lining up. So Exhibit 14 here says, I can't tell you the time, but yes, July 12, 2020. And you saw what happened during that shooting, didn't you? She says, I mean, again, no. The way I was positioned, honestly, no. Exhibit 15. Okay, in September, when you interviewed with us, it was not a blur, correct? She said, again, I said things to protect myself that night. Okay, well, you said that day. You said it's a blur. You're trying to protect yourself, but you're telling us you didn't see anything or you didn't hear anything. It's a blur. Is that right? She says, I didn't see anything. So, okay. So here they're questioning why her story seems to be changing. Passenger area, she says, again, when I spoke with you, I said a few different things. They said, did you shoot Tory? Or did you shoot Megan? She says, no. Who shot Megan? Again, when I was getting out of the car, all I heard was shots. I didn't actually see. So she claims she didn't see the shooting. Okay. 17. Did you tell us that when you looked at maybe the second or third gunshot, that's when you see Tory and he's in the front seat and he must have jumped over into the front seat. Okay. So all of these stories are sounding pretty strange. If you go back to Sean Kelly, Megan's in the front seat. They get into a fight, but then he says he sees the lady shoot into the car. Now, Kelsey's saying she ain't see shit, but initially she saw that, I guess Megan was out of the car. Tory has now jumped into the front seat and leaning over the door out the window. They say, do you remember telling us that? She says, again, our interview was not 100% truthful. Okay. So she's recanting the story that she witnessed Tory get into the front seat and shoot out the car. Okay. But the location lines up. If Megan gets out the car, out of the front seat, Tory hops into the front, shoots out the window. That sounds a lot more likely than Kelsey jumping on Megan in the front seat and shooting into the car. Because please tell me why nobody has ran any tests on that car for shots fired into the car. Kelsey confirms she was not bribed. Who's going to admit to that? Kelsey Harris testified under oath that no bribery occurred. No financial records or corroborating evidence support the bribery claim. There's also been a lot of talk about bribery, and I want to, before I go into the facts, I want to talk about that. Has my client paid you anything? She says no. I'm guessing client would be, this is Tory's defense. No. There's talk about hush money that Megan's people have put out there. Has my client put any money to you, ma'am? Has paid any money to you? Okay, so they talk about hush money that Megan people have put out. My bad. Has my client paid anything to you? She says no. And I would actually like to make that very clear because I've seen some things earlier from her attorney and I'm tired of that lie, so no. Okay, she denies any money. Miss Harris, I never asked them to. District Attorney says, got it. Miss Harris, give me a spot. They did this voluntarily and for a year, which was not normal. Okay, so someone allegedly gave her a spot for a year. After the incident, Kelsey received rent for an entire year after not speaking with Megan since incident covered by Megan's team. The term they has been used repeatedly. Why? We don't know who they is. Anyway, in her own words, he is standing up over the window shooting, but he never touched the gun, they claim. So how was he in the front seat with the gun if he never touched it when the police came? DNA proves Tory Lanez innocence. A forensic expert testified that 90% of the DNA on the weapon belonged to an unknown male. So are we supposed to convict Tory Lanez or your security? Are you protecting your alleged security? What motive do they have to shoot Megan? Please let us know if 90% of the DNA on the weapon belonged to a male. Are we trying to identify, are we misgendering Kelsey all of a sudden? Come on now. His DNA was not found on the magazine. Software used for analysis had documented instability and potential for false matches. An expert testified that if Tory had fired the gun 5 times, his DNA would be expected on the weapon, but it wasn't found. Female DNA was found on the gun. They say Kelsey tested positive for GSR, but her DNA was never tested against the gun. So they're saying that there was some sort of residue on Kelsey. Tory Lanez DNA, they say, was not on the magazine and only 0.01% on the firearm. This amount is incredibly small, equivalent to picking a blade of grass from a football field, they say. Okay? So they say, I can read some of this. The mixture of donors in the sample 5111 of the gun was estimated by the STR mix software as 90%, 5%, 3%, and 2% donors. The major donor, 90% of DNA, could reliably be deduced from the mixture of DNA, and it did not match the defendant. From the donors of 5%, 3%, and 2% of DNA in the mixture, no DNA profile could be deduced. The latter indicates that the data of these donors is not reliable for comparison with possible donors. Now, let's go back to the same thing with the magazine. You talked about the handgun. Can you tell us explain what the LAPD concluded after testing of the swab as to magazine from this case? Yes, when they tested the magazine, they said they saw that they had, again, at least 4 people, and so coincidence, maybe not. They aren't together, the magazine and the gun. There may be some similarities there. In looking at that, they absolutely excluded Peterson. He is not one of those 4 people. He's not on the magazine. And so when they take a look at that, that's a clear exclusion. Can't be there, they say. Sir, counsel keeps saying about the gun, touching the gun. You can't exclude Mr. Peterson. Sir, is there any evidence as you sit here that people can say that Mr. Peterson touched that gun, yes or no? He says no. And is that the same opinion that the LAPD criminalist has? Says that's correct. Sir, again, I'm going to ask you this hypothetical, and I'm going to leave out the fact that it's my gun. If I pick up a gun from inside of a vehicle, I take that gun, I get out of the car, I shoot 5 times, I put that gun back in the car. Would you expect my DNA to be on that gun, sir? I would, yes, they say. Is my client's, Mr. Peterson's DNA on the gun, sir? They say, not that we can tell, no. Okay? Now, interestingly enough, there's a towel in the back seat covered in blood. Who's to say that towel didn't wipe the gun down? Anyway, so we know one male DNA was found on the handgun. At least one. At least one. Do we know if there's the possibility of female DNA being on that gun? They say yes. We also see an indication that there is DNA from a female there based on the balance of the X and Y chromosomes that are present. So 90% male and some other percentage of female, but dominantly male DNA. So it would have to either be Tory or his driver. Why would anybody protect the driver? They say, in her own words, why would I lie? Why alter the text? So here they try to say that text messages have been altered. Text message evidence appears edited. Text messages used in court differed from versions shared publicly by Megan's team. Okay. So this here says Alex with private gym, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. LOL shit, security 101. Go on with Ferris to pick up another car. We be right back. Help, Tory shot Meg 911. Okay, so this is a message from Kelsey saying Tory shot Meg. There's another one here. It says, help, Tory shot Meg and handled me 911. They claim that this was altered by Megan's team, but both still say Tory shot Meg nonetheless. They say missing phrases raise questions about whether evidence presented to the jury and now to the public was selectively edited or incomplete. They say audio undermines the dance bitch claim. The now public Ring camera audio confirms 5 gunshots but does not capture Tory Lanez saying dance bitch. What is this? Definitely heard something in that middle there. I don't know what y'all didn't hear. It's definitely something, bitch. Okay, so what's this here? You could hear their conversation, correct? Yeah, quite clearly. Excuse me, quite clearly. But at any point, did you hear anybody say, dance bitch? No. When you got out of the car, did anybody say dance bitch? Did you hear a word? Did anybody saying dance bitch? Says no, I don't know where that came from. No, that's Sean Kelly and Kelsey saying they don't hear the dance bitch. I don't know if it says dance bitch, but I know it says something bitch. The bitch was very clear. Clear as an NWA record. Here she says in her own words, I thought the doctors were the police. They say, which doctor, Megan? Medical facts don't match the narrative. So here they claim that there are conflicting reports from the doctors at the hospital. They say none of these doctors were called to testify in court. Okay, so in Exhibit 24, they claim that Dr. Anthony Lafredo described injury as laceration from broken glass. There is no mention of gunshot wounds, fragments, or ballistic trauma. He also described Megan as pleasant in no acute distress. 25, Dr. Milton Little, orthopedic. So you got the ER person saying laceration from broken glass. You got the person from orthopedic saying diagnosed bilateral gunshot wounds based on imaging. He removed 3 small fragments under general anesthesia and called wet wounds superficial, yet performed surgery. Claimed fragments were bagged and given to police. We've got another doctor here from the plastic surgery area describing wounds as superficial and cleanly closed. X-rays showed no fractures, minimal residual shrapnel. What you mean minimal residual shrapnel? Dr. Howell treated for cellulitis infection, discharged without mention of ballistic trauma. Okay? So this person removed the bullets. This person treated the superficial area after the wounds were closed. Okay, she treated infection. But we hear gunshots. So how are y'all saying she wasn't shot? Anyway, they say forensic red flags and medical doubt. Key medical findings: radiology report, no radio peck, foreign bodies, no bullet fragments clearly visible on X-ray. Did y'all present the X-ray? Estimated blood loss, only 5 milliliters, far too low for gunshot wounds to both feet. Wound closure, wounds were closed immediately, uncommon for gunshot injuries due to infection risk. They say here, no bone or joint damage, rare for true gunfire-related foot injuries. Bullet fragments removed by Dr. Little but never preserved. Detectives admitted in court that fragments were lost, they say. Conflicting diagnosis, 29, broken glass, ER, gunshot wound, ortho, cellulitis infection, plastic surgery. Excuse me. They say much of this evidence was never presented at trial. Tory Lanez original trial counsel, joined the case late, limiting the defense's ability to investigate these medical inconsistencies. They say the fragments went missing. At preliminary hearings, detectives stated bullet fragments were missing. Prosecutors later claimed LAPD had them, an inconsistency suggesting evidence mismanagement or miscommunication. Prosecutors claim the LAPD still has the bullet fragments allegedly removed from Megan's foot, yet during the preliminary hearing, Detective Ryan Stogner stated the fragments were missing. If LAPD had the fragments, why did the lead investigator testify in this manner? The chain of custody comes to question with such a clear error. This casts doubt on the integrity and completeness of the evidence, they state. Here we have Exhibit 30. They say now the bullet fragments which were allegedly removed from Megan's ankles, they can't be located, correct? They say correct. And you indicated that you reviewed the medical reports from Cedars, or at least some of them. They say yes. Did you read the report that called the findings superficial injuries? They say yes. Miss Holly, nothing further. They here say Megan's faulty claims in med records. They say on August 17th, she went to the club with an ace bandage on her left foot, despite claiming to have been shot in both feet. Okay. They say, was there a lot of pain afterwards? She says, yes, I couldn't walk for a while, and I couldn't feel the side of my left foot. Okay. On August, that would be, nearly 2 months after? In this left picture, her and T. Ferris. Says, yes, I couldn't walk for a while, and I couldn't feel side of my left foot. Did you have nerve damage? She says, yes, I still have nerve damage. And what do you mean by that? She says, I can't really feel the left side of my foot. They're saying, based on your experience, is that did you see anything that there was any nerve damage or any of those fragments penetrate and touch the nerve or any of that? Did you see anything like that? She says, we did not identify, I don't know who this is. We did not identify any nerve involvement on the left side. They say no further questions. Okay. Here they get into what they call moments that show Tory cared. Now this here is beyond me. Contrary to popular belief, Tory showed care and concern for Megan. So this is body cam footage after the arrest of Tory.
Address that the incident occurred, the shooting happened?
Nah, I don't know the address, bro. I was just trying to help my girlfriend. 1 second, bro.
Stay right here for me, bro.
Bagel.
Hey, we got an ambulance coming for her, okay?
separate buildings.
Hey, bro, step up right here. We got an ambulance coming
That's
for
the
all right?
concern.
Just a quick question.
It's gonna be good.
Do you have any injuries on you?
No, I don't.
Do you need an R?
Sure. I got to come for your friend now, okay?
It's gonna be okay, okay? That's the concern. That nigga put on a motherfucking act, man. Come on, dog. Whatever. Body cam footage, police station.
Do you want to talk about what happened tonight? Your girl to safety?
Come on, man. Y'all stupid as fuck for putting this in there. Come on, dog. That depicts nothing. Anyway, misinterpreted apology. What Tory really meant. Many have pointed to Tory Lanez's jail call as an admission of guilt in the shooting, but this is a misrepresentation. Tory has publicly clarified that his apology was never about a shooting, but about the drama caused by sleeping with two close friends and getting caught. He acknowledged that his actions created a volatile situation, but firmly stated, "I would never do anything like this." Right, as in, I would never do anything like this under normal circumstances. But tonight I fucked up because he's apologizing. Prosecutorial misconduct concerns. Prosecutors intended to use Tory Lanez's rap lyrics, tattoos, and uncharged prior incidents to prejudice the jury. Mentioning Tory Lanez's right to not testify potentially violated his constitutional protections. Tory Lanez's choice to testify or not is a protected constitutional right. Absolutely, you have the right to remain silent. However, that also absolves you of defending yourself if further evidence is found. You chose the code of silence rather than to advocate for yourself. So yeah, that is your right. The fact that a defendant does not testify on his own behalf should not be fodder for the courts nor an interpretation of guilt. They say justice requires clarity, fairness, and facts, not assumptions. So please tell us, was she shot or did she step on glass? Which story is it that y'all are trying to proceed with? Because it seems like y'all are using both, which doesn't make much sense to me. So last night, one of Megan's attorneys, Alex Spiro, he made an appearance on News Nation on the Cuomo show. I'm not sure why this interview is not widely spread, you know what I'm saying? But I was able to obtain 3 minutes of the conversation they had. I would assume that they talked for longer than 3 minutes, but for whatever reason, Cuomo and them have not released the entirety of it. I'm still trying to see if there's going to be any remnants of the additional conversation, but here's the part that we do have.
Quick reminder about the Tory Lanez story, right? He and Megan Thee Stallion are at a party together. They get into an argument, reportedly, or not reportedly. Megan says Lanez got out and shot at her feet and hit her. Lanez was convicted, sentenced to 10 years in prison. Now, Tory's team says it didn't happen that way. It never happened that way. He was railroaded. Now, he did not testify in his own defense, but he does maintain his innocence. Now, the most interesting evidence is what has just come out, which was somebody saying, I witnessed it, and it was a female who fired the weapon. Listen to this.
You see the girl doing the shooting?
I see what appears to be the girl standing here and shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark, and I'm above, so... But then the guy gets out again from the back.
Now, the guy testified, though, so why wasn't it enough for the jury? But it does corroborate what a bodyguard who did not, who wasn't part of the incident there, but was with Megan Thee Stallion's friend afterwards when she was going to court. And he says in an affidavit that he heard her say, I don't want to tell on myself, but that he believes he heard her say it was her. Now, it's not what Megan Thee Stallion said. It's not what that friend said at trial, and he was convicted. So, what is the other side of the story? I want to bring in Megan Thee Stallion's lawyer, Alex Spiro. Alex, counsel, it's good to have you. Thank you for joining us. What do you make of this now very public campaign to say Tory Lanez was framed?
Yeah, Chris, I'm reluctant to give any attention or oxygen to this nonsense. It's gotten to the point where I felt I needed to clear this up. And given the history of domestic violence against women in this country and across the world, and given what's happening here, I think I have an obligation to Meg and others. The reality is he was convicted by a jury of his peers based on overwhelming evidence. The evidence in this case is basically as strong as it could possibly be. He was found at the scene with the firearm that shot her. The shell casings matched the gun. He confessed. She says he did it. The eyewitness says he did it. There was never any dispute or doubt in this case, which is why he was convicted so quickly. So the rest of this is nonsense, but I deal with it in turn.
And that's all the footage that's been released to the internet. And for whatever reason, it's not widespread out there. I had to literally get this from News Nation website. It's not on their YouTube. They had it on their Facebook. It's no longer available. And it sounds to me that there was going to be more to that conversation. As of yet, I have not seen anything else from this. Okay? However, Alex Spiro has also released another public statement regarding all of this. So it says, Tory Lanez team can't keep a story straight. Last week, they argued that Kelsey Harris shot Megan, which they did. They went on a whole press conference and put that out there. Excuse me. And now they're claiming that Megan only stepped on glass. They continue to rehash old evidence from trial and repackage it as new information to desperately sway public opinion. There was no new evidence displayed today, simply a sad attempt from Tory's team to copy our presentation format to peddle misinformation. It's embarrassing that Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna is integrating herself into the California criminal justice system for clickbait. Instead, she should be focused on serving her own constituents in Florida rather than, what is this? Chasing celebrities? Yeah, chasing celebrities. So Alex says, it's embarrassing that we got this congresswoman from Florida getting involved in the California criminal justice system, speaking on shit she don't know nothing about, and trying to sway public opinion when she doesn't even have intimate details of any of this. That's the statement from Alex Spiro. Once again, this shit is exhausting. I just spent another hour of my day going through information that had already been published to the net. It already had been discussed at trial. But, they're trying to create doubt. They're trying to create some sort of public trial, to galvanize and create support for Tory Lanez. They're trying to create some type of noise to get Governor Gavin Newsom, to pay attention to this thing and, consider pardoning him. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think this changes anything, to be honest, from where I sit. But be sure to let me know what y'all think. I'm sure there's going to be a storm of umbrellas that find this video. So, just be alarmed. But I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there. Much love and respect. And I'll be back with more content soon. All right? Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross some out, came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. When I catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.